My name is Ryan Goodmanson. I'm an educational technology consultant with MindSaren Academics. I'm very happy to have you guys with me on my very first video. Through this first video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the very first day of school. Now, I myself will be going through this in about 2 weeks, so I'm very excited with a new group of students. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand at my door and I'm going to greet them at the door. I'm usually going to do it in an English accent too, so I'll be like, hello! Even though I'm not English, it'll be a little weird for them at the beginning. They really won't know who I am, but they'll walk in and be like, is this guy serious? It's really good to kind of break that tension. It's the first day, they're very nervous, they've got lots of jitters. So it's always good to break that up with a little humor. Now, once you've got them all in the door, you take your roll, you do your normal stuff, all that kind of good things. What you want to do is you want to introduce yourself. So they are glued to you at this point, and this will probably be the only day in the entire school year that they will have your undivided attention. So what you want to do is you want to take full advantage of that. So the number one thing that you want to do when you introduce yourself is you do not want to be fake. Just be yourself. You don't have to be like the guy down the hallway who does all the crazy antics and all that kind of stuff. No. Just be yourself. The second thing that you want to do is, if you don't want to reveal too much about your personal life, don't reveal too much about it. Just say that's part of my private life and that's just for me. They'll totally respect that if you're just being honest with them right from the beginning. After you've gone through your introductions, you just want to let them know a little bit about you, who you are, some of the things that you like. What I want to do is I want to get the kids' voices in the room right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them answer 4 questions. So these 4 questions are going to basically be a little introduction for me to see who's in my classroom. So the first thing, their name, what class, team area they're on or whatever it may be. And then I'm going to ask them where were they born. It's kind of interesting. Okay, get to know a little geography about it. If you've got a lot of kids from the same area, or maybe they've got a little bit more perspective. Well, I don't know. The 4th thing is what time did they get up for the first day of school. So you'll be able to tell of maybe your type A'ers that are up at 5 in the morning when they have to be at school at 7:30. Maybe some of the kids that sleep in late. I don't know. It's not like you're judging them, but you're just getting to know them a little bit more. After they've done the 4 questions, each kid has one little question. You want to give an anecdote to each one of those. It gives a one-on-one personal connection for those kids. So what you want to do is your goal is you want to try to get each individual kid to have buy-in to what you're doing. And once they're on your side, basically if you mess up a lesson plan, just bombs or whatever, they forgive you and they're not going to go all crazy on you. So it's one of those tactics to get them on your side from day one, to kind of just show you've got a human side and you're not just a robotic teacher. You've introduced yourself. You've given the 4 questions. You probably want to start moving them around at this point. So it's maybe a brain break or some kind of activity to get them up, maybe some team building stuff or whatever. I am not the best at those, so I will let you guys go find them. But usually at that point you want to get them up, moving around. For me, I'm going to have them walk around the room for a little bit, find a different seat. It has to be a completely different area. It doesn't need to be anything formal. Just go take a seat somewhere else, somewhere different. And that gets them up, moving around a little bit. And now you're ready to get into some of the meat and potatoes of your class. So the third thing that you're going to do is you're going to talk about what actually is this class. Now I start off with the mumbo jumbo from the course catalog. That way I can say, okay, this is what they say. What do you think that actually means? And another thing that you're doing at this time is you're seeing who are the kids that want to answer right away, so that you can try to get other kids' voice in the room rather than just those really loud ones. After you've explained all of that, you've talked about what the class is actually going to be about, the most important thing that I like to do is I like to tell them that this is going to be their best class of the day. Now when you say that, yes, it does bring on some expectations and some things on you that you have to make sure you do, but I feel like that's what I need to do anyway. I want them to walk into that class and feel safe, have fun, and learn a whole lot. Now if those 3 things, if I can get those 3 things down, then I've created a really good classroom environment. You've talked about 3 things now. The first one being, talked about yourself. You got the kids' voices in the room. Talked about the class. Now you probably want to do another brain break, or maybe even something fun with the content. Something to kind of loosen it up, whatever. Now here's what you do not want to do on the first day. You do not want to get into all of those boring rules and expectations that you have. Now I know, it's really important. In fact, I would say just save that for day 2, but you're going to keep it short. The reason why you probably don't want to do it on day one is because every other teacher is going to be doing it on day one, and they are fried, and they don't want to hear anything more of that because they know them. Yet we still talk about what are our rules and expectations as far as behavior and all that kind of stuff. They are already knowing. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that for day two. So what do I do when I'm doing day two and my expectations and my rules? Again, I'm going to keep it super short. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell them that there's only one rule. And that one rule is do not cause a problem for you, somebody else, or for me. And that pretty much covers everything. Okay? Someone says, well, what if I get in trouble? What do you do then? Well, I usually have a discipline chart up on the board or on the wall or something, and they're more than welcome to read it. Now, usually what I'm also going to say is I'll say, well, if that ever happens, I will individually talk with you a little bit about the process, about, getting parents involved or maybe administration or, those kinds of things. But if you got it up on the wall, it's clearly stated, it's up to them to go read it. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to go read it. So after you've done your first rule, okay, it goes pretty quickly. They all know all those things. Over the next couple weeks, I am going to set my expectations as they happen. So it's not that I haven't already planned for them. I'm just gonna have them, go through them as it's happening. So how do you handle, in my case, when I teach technology, digital photography, how to handle a camera? I'm not gonna go through that all in day one because they're not gonna remember it all. But when they're just about to use it, I'm going to teach them all about the ins and outs, my expectations about, the camera. So here are the things that you want to remember from this video. Number one, be who you are. Don't be anybody different. They're going to see right through that right away, and then you've pretty much lost the whole scoop. Second thing is set the expectation that this is going to be their best class of the entire day. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for coming on this journey with me on my first video. Hope you've enjoyed it about your first day in the classroom. Whether you're a veteran teacher or a new teacher, hopefully you learned something different, something new. Leave your comments in the section below. As well, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Just getting off the ground, that'd really help out. So again, good luck on that first day and have fun. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.